What's up, guys? Back to review, and yesterday was Warner's the Discovery investor call for the second quarter, and they unveiled a ton of information, and including and stuff that we need to know, especially for what the future of the DC and its movies and what it's looking like. And the question that I came in during the call, and Warner Bros. Discovery's CEO David Zaslav has revealed that they are developing a 10-year plan that could fix the DCEU and its future as well. So in this video, I'm going over what this means for the future of the DCEU, and to talk about the Warner Bros. The Discovery's 10-year plan that I could fix the DC universe, and like stuff that they need to know, and including like a full breakdown of what went down, including go over its 10-year plan and what we should look forward to for the future of the DCEU and its characters as well. But if you're new here and you don't know this, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you miss videos like this in the future. So let's get into it. And now, during the investor call, a question came in about the cancellation of the background movie and what the future of the DCEU is going forward. And then David Zaslav replied that is promising a 10-year plan for the future of the DCEU, especially for the future of its movies and for its characters as well, and for how that they are doing this, and that they have a similar strategy. And so like Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, and Alan Horn are doing it at Disney and Marvel Studios, is that like they are developing a 10-year plan for the future of the DCEU, and like especially with everything going forward, and like resetting everything. And now for what was also revealed, they also brought up the DCEU's characters such as for Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Batman, and he said that each team will develop a 10-year plan, especially for the DCEU. Its characters are probably giving a reset and probably starting fresh, especially with these characters and their story arcs. It's because if we take a look back at the previous years, it's films that they've been in quantity, and plus like with everything that's going on, they've been trying to focus on quality over quantity, and now they've been focusing so much on the quantity part, but like putting out more projects in 1 year, and now that they want to focus on the quality, and now that they'll probably focus on the character's story even more. And then they also mentioned the upcoming DC films such as for Black Adam, Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and the upcoming Flash movie, even though it's not being scrapped and still being released in theaters next year, even though with everything going on behind the scenes, and with Ezra situation, and even with the shows like from Peacemaker and the animated Harley Quinn series, and with its 10-year plan, like those like it won't get affected, especially with those HBO Max shows, like even with the Peacemaker and the Harley Quinn series, and like especially with this a 10-year plan that what Discovery is like developing, especially specifically for the DCEU. I think it's time that I need to do some resetting, especially for the DC extended universe, especially for its characters. It's because if we take a look at the future of the DCEU and its films that are coming out for years and years to come, I think that the focus more on quality over quantity, and now rush out all these movies in a single year, and then focus on the quality, and not like rush it like we have from the previous years, from the previous DC films. And especially with David Zaslav on the reason why that they canceled the background movie, even though it was ready to go, and finished filming, and it been through multiple test screenings, even though when the results turned out to be so bad. And plus, what his explanation is that they're not going to release a film before it's ready unless we believe in it, particularly for DC. And plus, even with them saying that they truly didn't believe in the background movie, even though it was finished, even though it was a badly test screen, like even if this was the movie with like a big $90 million budget, and for all the people who were charged and put a dedication in this film. Especially that it's like kind of similar to what Marvel Studios did, and is that they released like their movies to the general public in theaters before it was ready, especially with them working on the VFX work, and like especially like with the VFX and not being done, and it's kind of like similar to what Warner's Discovery is going to do, but like now we're releasing a film and the theaters before it's ready, unless they believe in it, and especially with with their plan is not rush all these movies out in theaters, but instead focusing on quality over quantity. And the last thing that Davis also brought up is Warner's Discovery are also committing to a big theatrical movie experience, especially with their movies and with their streaming service HBO Max, which is going in next year, especially for the fact that HBO Max and Discovery Plus are merging into one streaming service, and plus with the cancellation of the background movie and not being part of the big theatrical movie experience, I think it could have gone to HBO Max, but I think with the Warner's Discovery and their clear plan for the next 10 years of what's gonna look like for the future of the DCEU and like having a big theatrical movie experience, I think it's going to be a good thing considering the fact that like with like 10 years of the DCEU to look forward to, especially with big character arcs and having a big theatrical movie experience, especially focusing on these characters and focusing more on quality over quantity, especially if the Warner's Discovery is going to fix the DCEU with its 10-year plan. And plus, even ever since the merge of Warner Bros. And Discovery, now calling themselves Warner Bros. Discovery, and plus with their plan to fix the DCEU, specifically with their 10-year plan, and that they're going to be following this similar strategy method of what Marvel Studios is doing, even though we're the next 3 years of MCU projects ahead of us, and now with the Warner Bros. Discovery and the future of DC, and where they're heading down the road with their 10-year plan, specifically with these character arcs and their movies, I think we're gonna have a good future with the DCEU down the road, especially that there's going to be a reset, specifically with the big the actual experience and everything that's going on down the road. And yeah, on top of all this, I think we're going to have a good future with the DCEU down the road, especially with the Warner Bros. Discovery, now that they're unveiling that they're going to be like making a 10-year plan for the DCEU, especially with its characters, and hopefully that will get like a good arc, especially with all these characters down the road, specifically with like a Superman, like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Batman as well, and with their future features are down the road. I think like we're in a good hands, specifically, especially with the DCU, especially with some big changes and that are coming to a DC as well. So yeah, I'm very excited for what Warner Bros. Discovery has in store for the next 10 years for the DCEU as well. So that's it for this video. Let me thoughts in the comments below. What are your thoughts on what Warner Bros. Discovery's plan for the next 10 years for the future of DCEU and to reset everything? Let me know in the comment section down below. So we can get this video a like and subscribe to notification about future videos, and you can follow my Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.